Howdy folks, Jeff here, certified car care professional. We're in the shop today and I just want to show you a little bit about what you're doing. And a lot of y'all listen to my car care tips, and this is one of the most important ones in my opinion that you can listen to and you can pay attention to. And so we're out here in the shop today, and I've got an oil filter and some oil in my hands here. And you're like, okay, Jeff, what are we talking about today with the engine and the oil and the oil filter? And you put a note on there about the check engine. Well, today's topic is, what does a check engine light have to do with changing your oil? You know, a lot of times I tell you that one of the most important things you can do is change your oil on a regular basis. That's going to make that engine last longer. These cars cost a lot of money, and we want to take care of this engine, make it last so that the rest of the car lasts. And that's the least expensive, best thing that you can do for your vehicle is keep the oil changed on a regular basis. So what does changing oil have to do with the check engine light? Well, used to be the oil would just come up and it would splash through and go through the bearings and lubricate everything. Now they're using the oil to do different things, to take care of your timing, to change your timing. This particular vehicle came in with a intake camshaft position sensor over advanced. What does all that mean? And what is a intake camshaft position sensor? Well, now, and you can kind of see on this car right here. Remember, I'm not a how-to video, and so I've taken off all this stuff here that's normally covering all this up, and this is actually where the cams are. The cams are the top part of your engine. As they turn, they open and close the valves. And so we have an intake one, and so of course when it opens intake, we're taking in the air and the fuel. And the exhaust one is after the spark plugs are fired, the exhaust one's open and we're pushing out the burn exhaust. We're pushing out into the exhaust pipes, into the catalytic converter and all of that. So what does that have to do with the engine running? Well, now there's parts on here, and this is actually what they call a camshaft position sensor. And you can see up here on the top we got some electronic parts, and then we got some parts that stick down into the engine, and there's where it actuates. Well, this looks like it's all just a machine piece. It's like it's all metal. This actually has a real fine screen on it, and I'm going to hold it like that, and these parts right here are actually a screen material. It's screen right there. So what does that have to do with changing my oil and how the car runs? Well, remember I said the oil used to just go through the bearings and lubricate. Well, now it actually goes through those. And so as I pull this one out, let me grab this other one right here. You can see that it's all covered in oil, because the oil actually has to go through those screens and get into that part right here that adjusts the cams, that makes them move, that tells the computer, okay, where's that cam at? So if the oil hasn't been changed, and you can see this oil that's coming out of here, this is pretty black. So it starts getting sludged up, it plugs up in the screen, or else it gums up inside those little parts as they're trying to move. This up here is the electronics, and so the computer's telling this to move. If it's sludged up or gummed up and it won't move, then the computer's saying, hey, I can't adjust it. So what does all this have to do? Because the oil's going through there. So if you don't change your oil, if it gets gummed up, if they sludge up, the price to repair these is a whole lot more than the price to keep the oil changed. And so that's kind of today's car care tip, as far as why should you keep the oil changed, why should you use a good quality oil in your vehicle, and that way you understand a little bit more about how your car works. Because remember, I'm not a how-to video. I'm not going to take it all apart, but if I can show you what different things do, you understand your vehicle a little bit more, then you understand, okay, why do I need to keep it changed? You know, there's a lot out there about don't change your oil every 3,000 miles, change it 4,000, change it 5,000, change it 7,500 miles. Well, you have to adjust that to how you drive, if you idle, if you're just sitting in traffic, if you just start your car up and run up here to the school, pick up your kids, and come back, that car's not warming up enough to burn all the contaminants out of the oil, to burn off the moisture and stuff. And so you have to adjust it how you drive. If you're sitting in traffic in downtown Dallas, you know, every day you're an hour and a half sitting in the traffic and the engine's getting hot and you're not moving very much, that's severe driving. And so that's why we look at how you drive and what the vehicle does as far as to adjust how often we change the oil, because we sure don't want yours plugging up and doing this, and then it's got to come see the doctor, and we got to take all this apart, and it's cheaper just to change that oil. As always, I appreciate y'all signing in. A lot of y'all going to watch this on the replay. As always, Jeff, my father's shop, Midlothian, Texas. If you can't come see us, go to a certified shop in your area and let your certified mechanic take care of your vehicle.